In the previous episode, we saw how Gilgamesh and Enkidu defeated the mighty Humbaba in the cedar forest. Here in this episode, we shall see the repercussions both Gilgamesh and Enkidu are going to face. When Gilgamesh returns to Uruk, he washes the filth of battle from his hair and body. He dons a clean robe and cloak, wipes Humbaba's blood off his weapons, and polishes them. When he ties his hair back and sets his crown on his head, he looks so splendid that Ishtar, the goddess of love and war, wanted to marry Gilgamesh. Her husband Tammuz, the shepherd, became a captive in the underworld and is mourned in festivals every year. Another shepherd she loved became a broken-winged bird. She loved the lion, then ensured that he was captured in the ambush pits. She loved the stallion, but contrived harnesses and whips and spurs to control him. When a goat herder loved her, she turned him into a wolf. When her father's gardener rejected her advances, she turned him into a frog. Gilgamesh rejects the advances of the goddess Ishtar because of her mistreatment of previous lovers. Like Dumuzi, Ishtar asks her father Anu to send the bull of heaven to avenge her. When Anu rejects her complaints, Ishtar threatens to raise the dead, who will outnumber the living and devour them. Anu states that if he gives her the bowl of heaven, Uruk will face 7 years of famine. Ishtar provides him with provisions for 7 years in exchange for the bull. Ishtar leads the bowl of heaven to Uruk, and it causes widespread devastation. It lowers the level of the Euphrates River and dries up the marshes. It opens up huge pits that swallow 300 men. Without any divine assistance, Enkidu and Gilgamesh attack and slay it, and offer up its heart to Shamash. When Ishtar cries out, Enkidu hurls one of the hindquarters of the bull at her. The city of Uruk celebrates, but Enkidu has an ominous dream about his future failure. In Enkidu's dream, the gods decide that one of the heroes must die because they killed Humbaba and Gugalana. Despite the protestations of Shamash, Enkidu is marked for death. Enkidu curses the great door he had fashioned for Enlil's temple. He also curses the hunter and Shamhat for removing him from the wild. Shamash reminds Enkidu of how Shamhat fed and clothed him, and introduced him to Gilgamesh. Shamash tells him that Gilgamesh will bestow great honors upon him at his funeral, and will wander into the wild, consumed with grief. Enkidu regrets his curses, and blesses Shamhat instead. In a second dream, however, Enkidu sees himself being taken captive to the netherworld by a terrifying angel of death. The underworld is a house of dust and darkness, whose inhabitants eat clay, and are clothed in bird feathers, supervised by terrifying beings. For 12 days, Enkidu's condition worsens. Finally, after a lament that he could not meet a heroic death in battle, Enkidu dies.